All right, guys, we are going to be in Math 11-6 now. We're going to start with our video for today. We're going to do our reteaching in breakout rooms. You guys are going to work on practice.
What are some ways to subtract three-digit numbers? Let's find out. Find 372 minus 123. The children have different ways of thinking about the problem. One child wants to count back to find the answer. The other child wants to think of the numbers that are easier to work with. Either way will work to solve the problem. First, let's count back to solve the problem. You can start at 372. Count back 100, then count back 2 tens. Then, count back 3 ones. That's 249. So, 372 minus 123 equals 249. Let's see if you get the same answer using a different subtraction strategy. Another way to find 372 minus 123 is to use easier numbers. 122 is close to 123. You can think of 123 as 122 plus 1. Subtracting 122 from 372 is easier because the ones are the same. There will be a 0 in the ones place of the answer. So you can take away 122 from 372 and then take away one more. What is 372 minus 122? 372 minus 122 equals 250. Now subtract one more. What is 250 minus 1? 250 minus 1 equals 249. So, 372 minus 123 equals 249. Is that the same answer you got before? Both ways get the same answer. Now you know some different ways to subtract three-digit numbers.
All right, so let's go ahead and do our reteaching. Now, these ways are definitely helpful if it makes sense to you. Sometimes I feel like it is a little bit more work. So we will go through them and I will show you guys how to do them. However, if you're having trouble with one strategy, you are more than welcome to always try a different one. Okay. There are many ways to subtract. Find 361 and minus 142. So one way that you can do it is count backwards. So you start at 361 and you're going to count back 142. So remember, 142, if you break it up, is going to be 100, 4 tens, and 2 ones. So you're going to first subtract 100. So 361 minus 100 will give you 261. Then you're going to subtract 4 tens, 251, 241, 231, 221. And then you're going to subtract 2 ones, 220, 219. That's how you get from 361 minus 142 to your answer of 219. Another way is to use easier numbers. So 140 is easier to subtract than 142. So you could do subtract 140. So 361 minus 140 would give you 221. And then 221, now you still have to subtract those other two. So 221 minus 2 will give you 219. So 361 minus 142 will give you that same 219. Subtract any way you choose, use models if needed. So I'm going to show you guys this way first. Then I'm going to show you guys 2 different strategies of this way, and then I'm going to use models. Okay, so I'm going to first show you this way with question number 1. So we have 576 minus 249. Okay, so 249 would be 2 hundreds, 4 tens, and 9 ones. So you're going to go backwards 200. So this would be 100, and this would be 100. So 576 minus 100 would get you 476. 476 minus 100 would get you 376. Okay, so we ended up at 376. Now we have to go back we have to go back, subtract 10 4 times. Okay, so I'm at 376. I need to go back 4 times, minus 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be 10 times. So there's 366. This would be 356, 346. I know my writing is horrible right now. 336. So now we went back 4 times by tens. Now we need to subtract 9 ones from 336. So we have 336 minus 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this would be 335. Right here would be 334, 333, 332, 331, 330, 329, 328, 327. Okay, now I'm telling you, some of these ways are not, it's going to be a lot of work. So definitely we are going to be talking about how to just line up the numbers and do like the regular subtraction, but this is here to help you guys if it helps you. So if it helps you, then go ahead and do it this way. I am going to actually do it again. But this time, I'm going to do it with question number 3, just so that we can really have this in our pockets and understand how to do it. Okay. So 398 minus 235. So we're going to subtract 2 hundreds, 3 tens, and 5 ones. So we're going to subtract 100. Okay. So this one would be subtract 100. And then again, this would be subtract 100. So 398 minus 100 equals 298. 298 minus 100 equals 198. Okay, we're at 198 now. We need to subtract 3 tens. So 1, 2, 3. These like grooves I'm doing is basically going to the next number. So 198 minus 10 equals 188. 188 minus 10 equals 178. 178 minus 10 equals 168. Okay, now we have 5 ones that we need to subtract. So I'm at 168. I'm going to take away 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 168 minus 1, 167. Minus 1, 166. Minus 1, 165. Minus 1, 164. And then minus 1, 163. So your answer would be here, 163. I know it's a lot of work. Okay. This next way for number 2, we are going to try to use these easier numbers. Okay. So one of the ways that we can do that is by subtracting 412. And then we're going to make 166 an easier number. Instead of doing 166, we're going to use 160. Okay. So we are still going to have to end up subtracting 6 more. So I'm going to write that on the edge because we didn't include that 6. So 2 minus 0 equals 2. 1 minus 6, you can't do that because more on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. So 1 becomes an 11. 11 minus 6 equals 5. 3 minus 1 equals 2. Now, this is not our final answer because what do we still have to do? We still have to subtract 6. Now, for this one, you can actually just count backwards. 252 minus 6, 251, 250, 249, 248, 247, 246. So your answer would be 246. All right, now I know that this is a lot. So I was going to show you guys with, actually, yeah, I'm going to show you guys with models because some people might have might do this better with models. So we are going to be doing a drawing as well. So we have 753. I know this is a lot of work, guys. We have 753. So we're going to draw 753. So 700 would be 700 blocks. 50 would be 5 tens. And then 3 would be 3 ones. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to subtract by 308. We're going to first off start with the 8 ones. Now we don't have enough 8. We don't have enough ones. So we need to go next door and get 10 more. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So we took away this one. So this one is no longer there. I scribbled it out. Now we have enough. I'm going to subtract 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how many ones do I have left? 5. Then I'm going to subtract 0 tens because there's a 0 there. So how many tens do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Then I'm going to subtract 3 hundreds. So I'm going to subtract 3 of these. So how many do we have? 4 hundreds. So what is our answer for 753 minus 308? 445. Okay. Use whatever strategy makes sense for you. I want you guys to try them in your breakout rooms, and then we're going to do our quick check together after you guys do your practice. All right. Okay, so here are your answers for that practice if you guys did not finish. If you need more time or if you have questions about anything, let me know and I will help you guys. We are now going to do our digital quick check together. So go ahead and open up math and let's work on this.
Subtract any way you choose. Use models if needed.
Okay, so we're going to use models for this first one, okay? So we have 638 minus 262. So what we do is we're going to draw the whole. 638 is the whole. 262 is the part. And then we need to find the other part, okay? So I'm going to first start deleting. So we have 262. We need to take away 2 from 8. So I'm going to take away this one and this one. So what do I have left over? I have 6 ones left over. So I know it's not going to be D because D has a 4 in the ones place. Then I need to subtract 6 tens. Uh-oh, I don't have 6 tens to subtract. So what do I need to do? Go next door and get 10 more. So I need to get 10 more tens. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I have enough tens. So I'm going to take away how many? 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many do I have left? 3 here and 4 there. So 3 plus 4 equals 7. So it's either going to be A or C because B has a 3 in the tens place. And then I need to take away 2 hundreds. So this one's already been taken away. I'm going to take away this one and I'm going to take away this one. So how many hundreds do I have left? 3. So what is my answer? 376. I'm going to give you guys a minute to get that written down. All right, I'm moving on. Okay, so if you still need more time, you're gonna have to rewatch this on YouTube. Okay. All right, go ahead and unmute when you guys, if you guys know what the answer is. Okay.
Subtract any way you choose. Use models if needed. Jimmy's hive has 528 bees. Julie's hive has 204 bees. How many more bees does Jimmy's hive have than Julie's hive?
Okay, we are going to use models. Okay. Actually, for this one, why don't we use, let's do it. Let's actually do the, there's no regrouping in this one. So let's actually use the like number line, I guess it would be called. So I'm going to start at 528. And then we're going to start off with subtracting the hundreds from 204. So 2 is in the hundreds place, 0 is in the tens place, and 4 is in the ones place. So how many times do we have to subtract 100? Can you guys unmute and tell me? How many is in the hundreds place in the number 204? 200. So we're going to have to subtract 200. So you're going to subtract 100 2 times. So what is 528 minus 100?
428.
428. Very good. What is 428 minus 100?
328.
Very good. 328. Now, how many tens do we have in the tens place? 0. So there are no tens. So all we need to do is skip to the ones now. How many ones do we have in the ones place?
4.
4. So we're going to, how many times are we going to subtract 1? 4 times. So what is 328 minus 1?
327. 327.
What is 327 minus 1?
326.
What's 326 minus 1?
325.
And then what is 325 minus 1?
324.
What is your answer? A, B, C, or D?
D.
Very good. Gonna give you guys 1 minute to get that done. Okay, next one. There we go. Okay, question number 3.
Subtract any way you choose. Use models if needed.
I'm gonna use models again. So we have 414. And then we are gonna subtract 115. Okay? So to subtract 115, what we need to do is first we need to subtract the ones place. We subtract the ones place. But we don't have enough ones. So what do we need to do, boys and girls? We don't have enough ones. What do we need to do? We don't have enough ones. What do we need to do, boys and girls? Starts with an R.
Regroup.
We need to regroup. Very good. So
Regroup.
to take away this 10, so now there are 0 10s left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now we can take away 5. So I'm going to take away this row of 5 here. So how many ones do we have left? How many ones do we have left, boys and girls?
9.
9, very good. So we know it's not going to be B or C because they don't have a 9 in the ones place. Now we're going to subtract the tens place. We need to take away 110, but do we have enough tens? Do we have enough tens, boys and girls? No. So what do we need to do?
Group.
Regroup. So we need to take away one of these hundreds and make tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Now I can take away 110. I'm going to take away this 10. So then how many tens do we have left? How many tens do we have left, boys and girls?
9.
9, very good. So we know that the answer must be A because D has a 2 in the tens place. But let's just make sure. We have to take away 100. How many hundreds do we have left?
2.
2. So our answer is 299. Gonna give you guys a minute to finish that one.
Hey, Miss Park,
Yes.
I was saying that in the messages, you would have listened.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have my messages open. Let me message my open. Very good. Okay, you only need to write it once, but thank you. You can also unmute as well. That is another option you have. You can always unmute and tell me your answers. All right. We're going to move on now to the next question. This one, so in my opinion, I like using models. I think that using models is very helpful, but you guys can use whatever way is helpful to you. I'm going to move on to the next one. Okay, this way, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use that other one where you use easy numbers, okay? So we have 763 minus 575. Okay, we're gonna use easy numbers. Instead of doing 575, let's actually do 763 minus 570. So that means that we still need to take away 5 later. So we need to end up subtracting 5. So don't forget, okay? Write it down if you need to. Okay, what is 3 minus 0, boys and girls?
3.
3. Okay, can you do 6 minus 7? No, more on the floor. Go next door and get 10 more. What is 16 minus 7? That's easier. You can do that with your fingers. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. So what is 16 minus 7?
9.
Very good, 9. And then what is 6 minus 5?
1.
Okay, is that your answer? No, what do you need to do? You need to subtract 193 minus
5.
5 because we took it away from here. So more, and then this one, actually, you don't even need to do you can do the math in your head. Put up 5 fingers and then count down 193, count down 192, 191, 190, 189, 188. So what is your final answer? Very good, Danica and Maylee, 188. Okay, that way is a little more confusing for me, but if it makes it easier for you, then you guys can do it that way.
Subtract any way you choose. Use models if needed. Shoes R Us has 621 pairs of shoes for sale. Classic Shoes has 429 pairs of shoes for sale. How many more pairs of shoes does Shoes R Us have for sale than Classic Shoes?
So what I'm going to do is I am going to only change the ones place. So instead of that 9, I'm going to make it a 0. So I need to remember that I need to subtract 9 after this. So what is 621 minus 420? What's 1 minus 0?
1.
Very good. What is 2 minus 2?
0.
What is 6 minus 4?
2.
Okay, am I done? Is that the final answer? No, what do you need to subtract? 201 minus 9. Okay, this you can do in your head. So put 9 fingers up and then count down. 201, 200, 199, 198, 197, 196, 195, 194, 193, 192. So what is 621 minus 421? 429? 192. So those are all different ways. Whatever way makes it easiest for you is the way that you guys are allowed to do it. Okay, as long as you guys get the right answer, that's all I want. Now it is already 11:15, so I'm gonna let you guys go. At 12 o'clock, I need my ELD students to come back. All of their students are gonna be working on read theory. And then at 12:45, I need all students. Every single one of you needs to be back for history because we're gonna be going over lesson 2, which is gonna be food producers. So ELD students come back at 12. All students come back at 12:45. Then we have Art, Health, SCL, and then we're gonna read any book for 20 minutes after.
Mrs. Park, do I